follow this dream, to be honest. I know that I have to study, but my life was about football. I feel alive when I play football.
Coming on to it now to shoot! Yeah! Rodri! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul!
Rodri for me is the best midfield player in the world at the current moment.
Lampard! Premier League icon, Chelsea legend.
No, I saw City how they were performing and the league how it was growing. We always admire English football. I always admire the fans, the way they understand football. Yeah, when the option came in, I was like, I'm going there.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Rodri, thanks for talking to me. Wanted to come and speak about your career, generally what brought you to this place now from the beginning, and also talk a lot about your game now and of course about midfield play. We were very different midfield players. But I'm so interested to hear your views of the game and some tactical elements and all those things. So we'll come on to that. But I was really interested in you've been speaking recently, and I don't think you're a player that speaks that much in the media, right?
No.
You like your privacy and...
Yeah, to be honest, I like speaking like when I, of course I need to, the English improve. The first years wasn't like this, but I like talking, about football, not much on the media, but I like when we speak about football or life, in general. That's an argument guy,
Yeah, that's what interested me, because to say you're different as a football player, so that maybe a lot of other parts of the dressing room. But I think your story is different, which really interested me, because you spent time in America. I read at your camp, which I thought was a kind of different journey to what a lot of young players would have. But also like your time when you went to university and you stayed in university. Now, for me, that was very interesting, because I think that sort of sets you apart.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was very lucky to have the family I have. They put in me these values from the early beginning. I really know that, of course, football was a hobby until the last part. That of course, if I have the luck to be a footballer, I could live about that. But my first option, or my first choice, always was to study and to have a future, and a good future. And I think something that many kids don't realize how important it is to do that. Not only because the fact that most of them, they're not gonna arrive into the professional, also because it helps you a lot if you arrive, the way you can understand or visualize things in another way, have the feet on the floor all the time, and this is something that for me make the difference, because when I went to university, I know that a lot of normal people with normal lives, they want to build their future, and when we all have what we have, and we can only say thank you what we have.
I had a good support system. My dad was an ex-player, so he was pushing me a lot. So I feel like fortunate now that I had that kind of secure upbringing. But we all know that it's really hard to make the steps to become a professional. When did you kind of go, right, now I feel confident in myself, that I'm going in that direction, my career now is going that way?
Well, I mean, I always follow this dream, to be honest. I know that I have to study, but I always have in mind that my life was about football, and I want to do this, because I saw the guys playing football. I was like, I feel alive when I play football, so I want to do that. So that's why, as you can know, because you've been also great, you sacrifice many things. Maybe the teenage, maybe a bit of that part, you sacrifice many things. And it's something great, no? Because you cannot achieve things without sacrificing things. So, basically, from the early moments, but when you arrive into 16, 17, I would say the same. I think it's important what you do, but until this age, you don't really know, because it depends on your physicality, depends on your develop and many things. So, this age, I remember I moved to Villarreal. They trusted me. I came out of Atletico. And that was my first steps on the professional, in the second division, first division. And in that moment, just was naturally.
Were you always of this style that we associate with you now, when you were younger?
Yeah, not always, because I had a very late development physically. When I was 15, 16, 17, I was very small and thin. But yeah, I always play that role. Depends on the age. I was playing more than 8, more than number 10. But always I thought that my best role was in 6 because it's the one I was. Yeah, I'm here. I'm fit this because my conditions, because the way I understand football, because I'm not a fast player, because many things, you know.
You're not slow though, right?
I'm not
At
slow,
that time,
but
maybe you did.
yeah, but imagine with my height being number 8 turning as you do.
Sure, I see that.
It's not the same. And also because the reference I have in Spain also makes you, maybe if I was English, I was looking more you or Scholes or this guy, and maybe.
So who were the guys then? Who were the 6s? Busquets.
My roles were Busquets, or Xavi, Iniesta. They were more stop players. I think you suffered them in the national team.
For sure.
They play different football. So yeah, it's the culture we have. It's our references when we grow, and this is why I implement this kind of football.
Yeah, that was one of the interesting things I thought watching you when you arrived. I was actually at Chelsea. I think one of your early games was against Chelsea in the Etihad, I remember. And I'd played against Xavi and Iniesta, incredible players, and Busquets. I couldn't get near them. They were technically so advanced. We had our attributes, so when we played in Barcelona, the pitch felt so big, it was so hard to get close. When we came back to Chelsea and we played them a lot, we felt like we could get physical and change the game. So my question is, I guess, when you came over to Manchester, firstly, was that something you thought, the Premier League is always somewhere I want to go? And then what were you feeling straight away? Was it like this game's different or similar?
Yeah, many things. I mean, I agree with you in the sense that we play in a way that maybe you need the pitch big or make the pitch big. That's why with Pep and with the Spanish style, we need to make spaces, because if you make the pitch small, maybe the physicality came in and it's more difficult, to do what you do. But then, I saw, City, how they were performing, and the league how it was growing, and we always admire English football. I always admire the pitch, the fans, the way they understand football. I always admired it. So yeah, when the option came in, I was like, I'm going there. It's a new experience. It was a big jump for me because you have to adapt yourselves.
The man for the big moments, destroyer of the other team's counter-attacks, scorer of very important goals, and once again rising to the occasion. Rodri! Oh, wow! That is what champions do! Have some of that.
Rodri is the best. He's an unbelievable player. He's the best midfield player in the world, by far. So because he's able to do everything.
I've got some clips I want to show you. You can kind of explain. Okay. This is for you to speak and speak over. So this is against Chelsea straight away. Yeah. But in this game, I think you're playing centre back. Yeah. Which for me is interesting straight away that you've to step from midfield. Of course, you're number 6, maybe more deeper. I could never play centre back, but what I like about you is certain things in here, and as I say, you're in the centre back, but to fill the idea and where the space is a problem for you is behind, clearly when you're centre back as opposed to midfield, which already you can see you're ready to cover that space. Is that just a natural instinct for you?
Yeah, it's a natural instinct. I agree with you that many players think that duels, battles are the most important thing, but if you are 1 second early and you think 1 second earlier than the others, maybe you can arrive at the ball like this one. This one, I'm not faster than the guy that's running, but I just got to run 1 second early because I thought the ball is going to be there, and go there. Yeah, I remember this game I play. Pep talked to me, is like, can we do this? Can we put a centre back? And then when we have the ball, let's move into midfield. Right. It's what we're doing now with the centre back.
Sure. The next clip is really interesting. It's a cross. So as a number 6, I always think, and I thought as a player, and I made mistakes at times, but when you're in this position here, so you're a lot of midfield players, I think when you're that deep can think, I need to go back and cover the cross. Yeah. But clearly you've got the centre backs that their job maybe is to do that.
Yeah, in particular this I laugh because it's something that I have a lot of coaches all the time, penalty spot. Right. And we have many situations that, for example, let's say the ball is going forward and you have to defend and you are in the line with the ball. You always have to be a bit back in the line. So you're following, coming back, and you feel like oh, nothing's gonna happen because you're in the line of the ball. No, you have to go even faster than the guy and arrive in that spot.
Yeah.
Penalty spot all the time. I've been like lots of years. Penalty spot when the ball goes into the area. Penalty spot. I arrive.
I think when you have those skills, which you have the same, it's almost like you pretend that you haven't seen it. You're like, I'm going to, and then you just take the ball, which is exactly that clip. I have one more in terms of defensive, and this is more of a dual situation. The beauty of this one is not that you just push over the guy off the ball, use your body strength, and then turn away, but it's that moment, the pass. And for me, that's the difference when we talk about players of your level now. You've elevated yourself to, you know, for me, the best midfield player in the world. But you can do this contest and this duel. But after that, again, you don't. You're at a high-level team at Arsenal who will always be ready to counter-press. You're ready to take another second and find a pass. Is that confidence in yourself, confidence where you feel you have in your team or your coach? Or
individually or particularly, I think that with the ball, you cannot be... let's say, pass just because pass. You know, the pass has to have a meaning. And for me, the most difficult pass, or the pass that is more, or the better for the team, is the one who breaks the lines. So when you see us playing normal passes, it's not because we are boring and we are passing. We are making the other players distract or moving, so then we can find inside. So yeah, this pass is, I regain the ball, I could pass an easy ball, so the centre-back can clean it. But no, we can do a counter-attack because I break a line. Yeah. You have to make sure you're not in a risky area.
Sure.
But for me, it's something, I was very horizontal, let's say, very safe.
Yeah.
But you don't progress with these balls.
Speaking a bit about the defensive side, again, I think it's to put you down to call you a defensive midfield player, because the thing I enjoy about your game, probably the most personally, is what you do when you have the ball, in terms of how you control the tempo of a game, finding the time to control tempo and then to find the pass through.
Of course, I'm in a fantastic team that makes you able to work in many aspects, because, for example, we can keep the ball for 7% of the time, so you can work on what to do with the ball. If you're running back because you have to depend, there's less time to do things. But yeah, I think, as you said, being more involved in the last third, being more clinical, being more important in the offensive side, because you are attacking all the time, and many of the teams, they defend you in the box, and then the ball goes back to you because all the players on front are marked, so they're waiting what you do with the ball. So if you are kind of a player that just pass the ball into the centre backs, safe,
and the responsibility goes to them.
There you go.
You want to take the responsibility.
So this team needs you to have the responsibility and to play forward and to play these chips balls into behind, and when to play short, when to play long. And this is something, I think I improved massively, also in the terms of assists and goals and being important in the last third. But it's something, it's not natural. Of course, you need to have a little bit of goal, but as you know, it's intention. I want to improve in this. I want to arrive in these moments, and you have to be confident. I try to watch my games all the time and analyze these situations to improve. That's it, is to improve too. Because when you see the big picture, you see the spaces. And it's something funny because when you see your game in a tablet, you are like, oh, I'm terrible, because you see it's easy. Once you're in the pitch, it's more difficult.
I know. That's why some players don't want to watch, because in my era, my generation, we didn't have the technology, but also that players will be fearful to look back and feel like, you know, they're embarrassed about something, or they're going to get criticised by the coach. But the reality now is, if you want to improve, you have to see the mistakes as much as a good thing. So I think it's a really important thing, as I say, from a coach's point of view, that players are open to it. This is not criticism, this is like improvement at all times, and you can see what that's done. I've got some clips I want to show you in terms of these. This is for your passing. The first two clips I would actually say, are normal passes for you. Maybe not for everybody else, but they're pretty normal passes. So I think it's more about your weight of pass and your understanding of where the movements are coming from, but they're still higher level passes. These kind of passes where you know Kyle Walker's running, and it's more about the weight and getting the ball there pretty quickly, flat. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a big part on the understanding of each other, knowing the characteristics. Of course, you were talking about Kyle, his strength, he can go in behind. I remember when Riyad was here, Riyad Mahrez, he was playing right winger. He do the timing of the moment was great. For me, it was a pleasure to play with him, because he was in the right moment. He didn't look at me, I didn't look at him. I know the pass is gonna be there, he's there, you know. And this clip, I saw these chips I've been practicing. It's something, you don't need to have an outstanding pass, but the end it's very precise in the way. So it's something I'm working on.
This I want you to explain, because this isn't a normal pass. This is like an instinct thing. So the first pass you lose, so your reaction, and then you can watch and then explain the last.
Yeah, I mean, it's in seconds. It's a matter of seconds, visualizing, knowing. In this case, the kind of striker you're playing. Of course, if maybe Julian is playing, I cannot do that pass because he's more small.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Erling, you can chip these balls. In this sense, is more instinctive. I saw that the line was stopping me because I was committing. They didn't drop. Maybe if they draw, I can pass a low pass into the byline, but they stop, so I cannot play a low pass. They will cut it, so I just chip it.
Sure.
But yeah, I think the good point is like we attack so many times that you can find many passes, let's say, because maybe you have one chance in all the game to do a pass. You're not gonna. Maybe it's difficult, but if I miss one pass and the ball I regain it, so okay, I can do another one. You know.
Okay.
So I think it's that.
I get it, but this is probably my favourite clip and the last one about passes, but this is a bigger pitch. Now, we talk a lot about you call scanning? You talk about scanning. When I was younger, we didn't call it scanning, it was called, my father used to say to me, have a picture in your head.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
And now when I look at young midfield players, I think it's like the biggest skill, because you have to understand, I don't want to tell you because you do it here, but you look in this clip like 3-4 times at different areas where you're turning your head. So I'll just show you it. And it's a nice clip. So first you look forward, you played a bounce pass, maybe just a way to find the right space. Now you've looked out at Kyle Walker. Then it comes to Kyle. And then now you're checking, I'm guessing maybe where the pressure's coming from. And then now all of a sudden you're just progressing through the lines, and now you look forward and now you see the space. So from there, all of a sudden you're making that pass. And it's an on goal, it can be a goal.
Yeah, I mean, normally, as you know, midfielders, we are surrounded of players that they want to mark you, they want to take you the ball out. So that gives you the second you need to do with the ball. Many times, I think it's very important that the holding midfielder to be always on the back position of the strikers, not on the same. I think that one of the biggest mistakes midfielders does is in the same line of the strikers, or wanting the ball behind them. So yeah, always in the back. So if, for example, you put it in the back, it's difficult for you to analyze. So
and you affect me
so
much. So sometimes even the movement affects me.
And normally the strikers are the guys that are lazy about it. They want to do it. You know. So that's why always I get in the back. And the dangerous ones are the midfields that are coming for you. So that's why you always have to look. But it's just to gain that second, what to do with the ball.
Talking about the development of your game and now arriving higher at the pitch. When you get higher at the pitch, obviously the spaces become closer and the pressure is more. So I just have a few clips in terms, we call it like ball control.
This one I saw, I was like,
it?
Who is this player? Not me, it's not me.
You're happy I chose this clip, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So the first touch is obviously perfect, but then this stuff.
Yeah, this one is the striker mentality back in the school.
I love it though, but this is something you've always been capable of, but now you're more confident, you're doing it higher. And
yeah, I mean, I have skills too. I'm not like a kind of midfielder, let's say, very static, or I always have this able to manage good the ball. The thing is, like in football, it's so professionalized that you have to pass. But when you arrive in this moment that you have to, you're alone, surrounded of players, and you have to make something, then your nature talent comes into. And as you can know, in these situations is when you don't think, you just do. And whatever you feel in that moment, make a mech or trying to bicycle or whatever. Right. That's why I admire so much the players like you that plays in that parts of the area that's so congested and they're so decisive.
But you're showing that you can do that also. When
I can do it, yeah.
Less times, but
I can speak with Pep, but I think he's not going to be happy. He doesn't want.
Tell him I said you should be there more.
Rodri! Well, you just don't save those. Rodri, who stepped forward here. Does he not so fast?
What we have done the recent years without him would have been difficult.
Okay, I want to talk to you about goals to finish. I think we spoke quite a lot about how your game's developed, but also the important goals you've scored for City.
Yeah, so some clips of you, and learn a little bit.
I spent a lot of time up here. It was easy for me. I'm really impressed. Firstly, Tenny, I don't want to talk. You can tell me, but what I like about this clip, and I think you'll know the goal clearly, but.
Are you coaching this Everton?
no,
this one.
We didn't leave the space for you.
Okay.
But what I like about this clip, and it reminds me, you scored obviously the most important goal in this club's history by arriving late into the box.
I don't know what you think. I'd rather when a ball comes to you rather than, having one touch and shoot. I think for me it's easier because you have more strength to shoot.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's as we talked before, these areas they don't protect it. They over protect the area.
I watched this game. I remember watching this game.
This one I remember perfectly. I was desperate. I was asking the ball. Can I give him the ball? As you can see in the image, he gave him the ball. He didn't give him the ball.
So you wanted it on your right foot, right?
Yeah, there you go. And then I saw Phil. He did a bad touch. It was the ball is just for me. So I hit it first time, and it was goal.
This goal I really like. The next goal. And I want you to explain it for me.
What is the?
You remember this goal? Sure, you remember this goal because of the importance of the game.
Yeah, I think I said it in other interviews. This day was incredible. What we live 2-0 down, everything seems to be against us, and the speech of the halftime, everything. And I remember this day the changes make the difference. Sterling, Gundogan, he came in, so we kind of scored the first goal with Gundo, so we start like. Okay, let's do it. We have to go. And it was like 3 minutes after this, the ball came into me. Zinchenko asked the same. They all drove because they were scared of the cross. So the first thing I thought is like, okay, it's a difficult ball because I'm right foot. It's coming that direction. If I hit it with the left, difficult. So my first choice was to the second post. So opening the right leg in the second post. I was like, very different, difficult to do this. So then I said, okay, Tony cross pass into the first post. Strong ball, and let's see what happens.
And the beauty is you've explained to me like 3 or 4 different thought processes in like a second.
No.
You know what I mean?
By the time he was dribbling and I saw him, I know the ball is gonna come to me. What I'm doing. So the ball goes to me, I was like second post. I was like, no, it's too difficult. Boom, first post.
Okay, so talking about goal scoring, everything we've gone through your game, hopefully, to a point now, where you're at and the year that you've had, obviously for your country in the summer, congratulations.
Thank you.
Player of the tournament. And I watched it, played amazingly, what I expect from you. But also what I think, with awards like Ballon d'Or, I think they're for the year, but sometimes there's an argument of the culmination of your work. You've won the City 4 years, you've been central to that for all that time, and then this season you've won the Premier League again. As I say, you won the Euros. Defensive deep midfield players don't generally win those awards. How do you feel? How much would you love? I'm sure you love to win the award, but in terms of in your role as a Spanish player who, I think the 1960 was the last Spanish player.
The only player we won.
This is incredible. I'm thinking Xavi and Iniesta, everybody like how it didn't happen, but I guess Messi and Ronaldo have got a reason for that.
Well, I mean, imagine for me, speaking these days with my family of where we are right now. I mean, they're talking about me, about winning the Ballon d'Or, being in the conversation. Just this fact is unbelievable for me, and so glad for the people that believe on me or can, enjoy watching me. It's great. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Spain, we deserve a Ballon d'Or. I don't care about me. I just say in general we deserve one Ballon d'Or because we've been an incredible country. Many years, the players we manage, the way we play, the football we create, I think we deserve it. But on the other hand, I'm so glad of everything that can happen. I hope I can win it. I hope, for example, Carvajal, he won everything. I mean, great also. But I understand how it works. I understand that there is a lot of, the goals are the most important things. The kids love who score goals. But I'm really happy that I find a lot of people that can enjoy the role of a midfielder or a centre-back, or because they're also important for the game.
Sure.
And they can win tournaments and they can win these kind of things. So, very proud of what I've done, to develop, and let's see what they say. Being the conversation for me is great.
Fingers crossed, I'm on your side. I really hope that you get it. I think it'd be great for you, great for Spain, great for City. As the club deserves to have a player like yourself win that award, so I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, I always said the same. For me, individuals awards always is good, but I play football for winning collectively, and this is a consequence of the work and what they see on you. Whatever it says is gonna be fine. Just being in this ceremony is great. So yeah, let's see. I have huge respect for the other players. They deserve also. But yeah, let's see.
Okay. Well, good luck. Thank you
Thank
for
you very
talking me
much.
through your game. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rodri. Thank you. Good man. Thanks a lot. Thank you.